Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's been a minute, but we're live again. What's up, everybody? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing well. It's November now, so it's the least spookiest of times. Unfortunately, you're probably hearing Christmas music on the radio already. I want to throw up just thinking about that. But there is still a lot of stuff to talk about in the world of horror. We've had a lot of weird announcements lately. We know that a new Silent Night, Deadly Night movie is coming along. Legendary actor Tony Todd passed recently. Rest in peace, which is very sad, very, very upsetting to the entire community. But we've had some lighter news on top of that as well. Some Scream rumors, some Terrifier little updates here and there. There is some good things to talk about on top of everything else. But I'm wondering what everyone else is the most excited about right now. Let me know in the comments below. We will surely get to it. It's a horror news and topic discussion tonight, so I'm sure we'll get into some fun stuff. What's up, everybody? The Ribbit, hello. Ribbit, my froggy friend. Alexa is saying, how did Art get that chainsaw? We don't know. Do we really need to know, though? I'm just glad he got it, you know? That's that's where I'm at. Maybe somebody's shed, you know, he's walking around killing people in people's houses in a Santa costume. Maybe he just went to the shed real quick, was just like, oh, what kind of treats and delights and fun little tools could be out here? I wonder. EastVR is with us tonight. Thanks for being a member, my friend. Best way to support the channel is becoming a member, so I really do appreciate that, my friend. Thank you, thank you. What's poppin', Jake? Hopefully my profile picture will shine more. It definitely shines. It is I believe is it a red monkey? Is that what's going on? It kind of has like an alien vibe to it. I like it. What's up, though? What non-horror movies are you looking forward to from now to the end of the year? I'm really trying to think. That I don't really have much on my radar for now until the end of the year. That Y2K looks fun. Like, that looks like a good time. I don't know if it's going to be, you know, groundbreaking or anything, but it looks like it's going to be a silly little movie. Nosferatu is probably the thing I'm the most excited for sure, especially after Heretic. That was kind of like my last, like, okay, I'm hyped to see what this one's all about. Dude, I don't even think I can name too many more movies that are non-horror coming out this year. I don't know. I don't really have... There's not much on the list where I'm like, oh, I got to see that regarding a whole lot of other movies. A lot of the stuff I'm excited for comes out in January now. So I don't know. There's not a whole lot on the radar, not that I can think of off the top of my head. I have been like, I've completely spaced myself out from the movie news for like for as much as I could for the last like week and a half or so. So I'm pretty... Today's like the first day I've been looking at it again. I'm not gonna lie. So, so I'm hoping we can get caught up together. This is gonna be an interesting stream. You guys probably know more than I do right now. So, Wild Boy Movies is saying, "What's up, Jake? Went to Monster Mania Con this past weekend. That looked like a lot of fun. You said it was awesome. That's good. That's very good to hear. You had a photo op with Art the Clown and got a photo and autograph with Liana Liberato. Very nice. How is Liana in real life? Hopefully doesn't still have a hole in her head from Scream 6. I would love to meet her one day. That's very cool. I hope you had so much fun, Wild Boy Movies. I saw a bunch of pictures of the Terrifier folks hanging out there, so hopefully you got a chance to meet them and say hey. Well, you got a photo op with Art the Clown, so you got to meet at least one of them. That's pretty cool. I saw somebody that follows me propose to their girlfriend in front of David Howard Thornton in costume with the entire Terrifier crew, and I thought that was awesome. That's so sweet. That's wonderful to see. So, some good stuff happening. For sure. RJ Skarenki is saying, I had a really sore throat this past weekend. Gonna rest up and watch you shoot the horror shit. Well, thank you. FYI, Scream 7 might just bring back Dewey. We're bringing back everybody at this point. Stu's coming back. Dewey's coming back. We don't know what death means anymore. I'm going to be like Dr. Loomis the entire time Scream 7 is doing its marketing campaign. I'm just going to be saying all this crazy shit. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Scream 7 anymore. Apparently there's some crazy drama going on behind the scenes with it, reportedly, if the rumors are true. Again, just more and more doom and gloom news with the next Scream film, which does not make this Scream fan happy, let me tell you. Billy Jennings, what's up, my friend? How are you? Saying, what up, y'all? Sup, Jake? Been a minute, but glad to be back. Give a great stream. I'm doing my best, Billy. I hope it's a great stream. Doing what I can, though. Billy, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Glad you're here. It's weird to be not streaming for a week. Like, it's weird doing this right now. I'm like, what has my life even become without this? I don't know. So I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to be streaming again. JPR is saying, sup? What's up? We got a brand new scary movie flick on the horizon, folks. I'm very excited for that. Hello, Poop Lady. How are you? Thanks for modding tonight. Thanks for being a member. Appreciate you. Necromechanimal, stab in the chat. I like it. I like little stabs out there. Good stuff, good stuff. Marcus is saying hi. Hello, Superman. I think. You look like a young version of Superman. Like a younger, maybe when he just got to Earth kind of thing. I don't know. Superman lore, not my thing exactly. Flesh suits, man. Technically, we are all wearing flesh suits, unless there's any aliens out there or androids. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I just read recently that like a lot of the internet is bots, so I feel a little less bad about the dumb comments I get sometimes. But what's up, Flesh Suit Man? How are you? Good to know that you're a real person underneath all that flesh and that suit. Thank you for being a channel member. Appreciate that. Appreciate you being here. I finally watched the first two Terrifiers. I can't spell. I didn't realize it was a comedy. I can't wait to watch 3. Oh, yeah, they're definitely a little silly. Yeah, they definitely got a silly edge to them. 3, I think, has one of the funniest scenes in the entire franchise, revolving around old Santa. But you probably already knew Santa was in it if you've been in these streams enough times. But it is laugh out loud funny. I couldn't contain myself in the theater. It was great. But Jason Carpenter is saying, before we all start chatting horror, let's raise one up to all the veterans, active military who served our country. Hey, hell yeah, Doug. Love that, Jason. This is old coffee from 5 hours ago that has since been cold, but it's something. So to the veterans who serve our country, I love that. Very good stuff. Jason, I love that. Good stuff. Happy Veterans Day to all who celebrate, and thank you to all our veterans out there. Appreciate that a bunch. Jason, thank you for being a member as well, my friend. Appreciate you a bunch. Thanks for hanging out with us, man. Universal Disappointment. Again, that name always bums me out. I don't think you're a disappointment, my friend. Because you know why you're not a disappointment? Your profile picture is Patrick Starr, and that always makes me happy. But you're saying, hey, Jake, I hope you're doing well. This past Saturday was the last night at my haunted house job. Hopefully they check. I get on Friday hits, and I may consider doing their Christmas haunt. Ooh, they do a Christmas haunt? That's awesome. Oh, that rocks. After getting the news that Spirit Halloween was going from... transitioning from like the Halloween store to Christmas store. I thought that was really cool. And it's cool to see things like this happening now. This is the time of the year to just celebrate, have fun, go out and do a bunch of crazy things. So it's cool to see like a lot of the stuff from October carry over into from the spooky season now into November and December. That's really cool. That's sick to see. I would love to do that. I bet that'd be a ton of fun. So I hope you're able to do that. It sounds like so much fun doing a haunted house. I have a bunch of friends that do that. So it's very cool, my friend. We'll have so much fun doing that, and I hope that you get it. I hope you continue to do that very fun job. Lil Rippy is saying, have you heard about the Terrifier 4 theory and how it will be based on space? I have seen the fan-made poster of Terrifier 4 in space, which is hilarious. I love that. God, it makes me kind of want that. It makes me kind of want to see that movie. How ridiculous that would be. If we're gonna go that route, we got to see Art the Clown in Manhattan first, and then he's got to go to space, though. That's my only stipulation. We got to hit all the bullet points if we're going that far. If we're really gonna jump the shark, but I love it. It's hilarious. Cracks me up. Faith Dorn is saying, hey Jake, hey chat. Hope everybody's having a great Monday. I saw Heretic this weekend and enjoyed it. I'm so glad you did. I enjoyed it too. I thought it was very, very interesting. It was one of those movies where I saw the trailer for it. I didn't have any hopes. I was like, it looks like A24's take on Saw. This might be all right. Whatever. I was pretty blown away. I think it's one of the better Beck and Woods flicks for sure. I'm going to be honest. I was kind of disappointed by their last 2 movies that they wrote. And going into this one, I went in with about medium expectations. It had gotten some buzz from, what was it, Fantastic Fest or Beyond Fest? I can't remember which one it premiered at. It got a little bit of buzz from some of the reviewers that I watch personally. So I was kind of like, okay, let's see, let's see if this is anything cool. And it's again, I don't know if it's like a terrifying movie by any means. It's like, it's barely horror, right? But it's got a really good theological commentary to it that I really appreciated. It was very thought-provoking, really made the old noodle work up here, got the gears turning, and I appreciated that. So lots of metaphors and all that some people may not be into, but I enjoyed it. Very thought-provoking, a big surprise for sure this year. So and honestly, again, I have not seen a ton of Hugh Grant movies. I really haven't. Like 2 before Heretic, this is the best performance I've seen from him ever, like by a country mile. So I thought that was really cool. He was a big standout in this movie, as with everybody else. Player 456, where are all 455 of the other players? Saying, hey, Jake in chat, it's Cody, the one who had the Steak and Shake profile, changed it to Deku, and my name is the player from Squid Games. Oh, there we go. Okay. Cody, there's a lot of lore with Cody here. He went to Steak and Shake, he put it as his profile picture, and then he was dubbed Steak and Shake Cody. And now he's Squid Game Cody. What's up, Squid? I'm going to call him Squid Cody. How you doing, Squid Cody? Welcome in, my friend. Glad you're hanging out with us tonight. Flesh Suit Man is saying, isn't this the second remake of Silent Night? It is. Yeah, there was another one from, I believe, is it like 2011, 2012? I actually really like that one. It's ridiculous, but it's a lot of fun. It's got some crazy kills in it. That whole franchise too is such a great watch if you're like looking for Christmas horror slasher whatever during this time of year. It's excellent. Really excellent franchise that gets very strange in its later sequels. Like 2 is like funny bad, but like 3, 4, and 5 are just like bizarre. You're like, what is even happening in these movies? This is strange. But the remake kind of brings it back to Santa Claus slasher, which is like what the first one is, what it got protested for, what Terrifier 3 got protested for. And I think that's fun. I like that. I like most of the incarnations of that franchise, but I'm excited to see whatever this new thing is going to end up being. It's coming from Cineverse, which is the same, I believe, distribution company. Words are hard. That just put out Terrifier 3. So I can't wait. I can't wait to see what it's all about. I'm so down. Down for some more Silent Night, Deadly Night. You got attacked by a female succubus last night, and you lived to tell the tale, Marley Kai. Be careful out there, my friend. Dear God. Have you seen Terrifier 3? Bro, it scared the shit out of me. Marcus, I think if I said I didn't see Terrifier 3 after doing all these Terrifier 4 videos, I'd be in some hot water. I'd be in some hot water here. No, I've seen it 3 times now. I love it. It's excellent. Love this movie to death, man. I don't know. I don't even know. Like, the more I watch it, the more I like it, too. Like, the more of my issues with it get smoothed out. So, I don't know. Terrifier 3, easily one of the best horror flicks of the year. It's brutal. I don't know, again, I don't know if it topped sequences from the past, but I don't think it needed to. It's kind of doing its own thing, and I really appreciated that. It does have one of my favorite Art the Clown kills ever in it, with the rats. That's all I'll say. But my God, that was excellent. I feel like I could talk spoilers for this movie now. Like everyone has had a chance to see it at this point. The whole movie leaked online for like a week. Don't know if you guys saw that or not. It's gone now, so don't try looking for it. But I was kind of bummed about that. I'm not gonna lie. Like, wow, that was just up for way too long. But yeah, crazy shit. It's crazy times indeed. But everyone's had a chance to see it at this point. I kind of don't feel bad talking spoilers. Paula Fitzhenry is saying, hi, Jake. Hi, Paula. How are you? Welcome in, welcome in. It's been a week since I got to see you guys, so I hope y'all are doing good. Jake Boss, a fellow Jake with a much nicer beard than I have, is saying hello. What's up, dog? What's up, da boss? Mr. Rick is saying, what's up, Jake? Just saw Blink Twice and Scream, both good. That's an interesting double feature, Mr. Rick. When Blink Twice is finally, if that's streaming, I want to watch that soon here. That's one that was on the radar and I missed while it was in theaters. Just kind of came out right at the busiest time of the year for old Jake. So I'm excited to see that one eventually if it's out on streaming already. I'm not sure. I have not had time to check it out. Mark B, thank you so much. Appreciate it. This is a brand new beanie. Spirit Halloween does their little sale in November. So I copped this, which was pretty nice. It matches the Jason Lives shirt, too. So there you go. Very good stuff. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mark. Bella is saying Terrifier 3 kind of came and went. I just saw it in the theater again. It's still there for me personally. But a lot of fun stuff there. Lots to talk about, too. A lot of stuff to talk about with Terrifier 3. Which I still haven't even covered the extent of yet. I don't think. I still have at least 2 more Terrifier 3 videos that I want to make. I want to talk a little bit about Gabby, for sure. I want to talk a little bit about that. I want to talk about there's something I noticed on this last watch regarding the tree, like the family tree in the background of Sienna's room. That's something I kind of want to get into regarding Art the Clown's connection to the Shaw family. So there's still some stuff to get into here for sure. But I have at least 2 more videos that I want to make on a few topics from that movie. Superman is saying, Jake, I want Jennifer Love Hewitt to become badass. Otherwise, why bring her back? She needs focus on on her, or else the director is wasting her time by doing nothing with her. Yeah, no, I mean, I get what you're saying, right? If we just bring back the legacy characters and they're kind of just like, they just pop in, they pop out, like Scream 5 or Halloween 2018. What's the point of that? You know, either give us new characters or don't do this like middle ground where you're trying to have your cake and eat it too. No, I hear you on that, for sure. I hope that's the route that this new I Know What You Did Last Summer movie goes, because honestly, I'm pretty exhausted with the typical format, right? Of just like throwing all these new characters at a story that also features the legacy characters. It's just a lot. I don't know. It always makes for a movie that's way too overstuffed, in my opinion. So I definitely agree with you there, my friend. Variety Real, what's up, dog? Welcome in. Appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Trayvon King, this is so sad. Yeah, we do. Tony Todd, we lost them, which sucks. I mean, such a big name in the world of in the world of horror. Played so many countless roles. He's known best for Candyman, of course, but oh my god, I just went through the Hatchet series, and plays such a prominent role in those movies. It's so sad, man. It's a massive bummer. I don't know if we could do another Candyman movie without him. You know, the 2021 movie, I like it. It's probably the most well-shot Candyman movie out of the entire franchise. It has some gorgeous sequences, but it's just not the same without Tony Todd. I don't know. They kind of have him right at the end there, right? They have like that little moment with him, but I don't know. He's my Candyman. I can't see anyone else doing the job, which just makes me sad. I feel like it's kind of time to retire that. Kind of like Freddy Krueger, right? It's like, who else can do it but Robert, right? I would see another Nightmare on Elm Street flick if they got somebody good, of course, but Candyman, that's a tougher one to cast. I mean, Tony Todd he's just perfect in that role. So definitely makes me sad. It's a massive bummer. EastVR has been a member for 13 months, dude. Thank you. Lucky 13. I love that too. It's a horror page, so we gotta get that. I also got all the Friday the 13th stuff, Easty. I love it. Some great stuff here. Rank these upcoming horror sequels by excitement: Scream 7, Smile 2. I've already seen Smile 2. Black Phone 2, Saw 11, and Five Nights at Freddy's 2. I'm not giving you Terrifier 4 because you already know the answer to that question. That's fair. Saw 11 is at the top of that list as of right now. That's the one I'm the most excited for. Probably Black Phone 2 underneath that, Scream 7 underneath that. I've already seen Smile 2, so like I'm not counting that. And then Five Nights at Freddy's 2 all the way at the bottom. And again, Scream is one of my favorite franchises. I want to be excited for that, but man, I don't think this one's going to be of quality, which makes me very sad. So that's kind of why I'm ranking that one a little lower. Black Phone 2, I'm hyped for it. I think it could be good. It's from Scott Derrickson, and he like just never misses. Frankly, like everything he helms is typically really good. Saw 11, I'm probably the most excited for. Again, another movie that's kind of having some production issues, but it's nowhere near as bad as Scream 7. So that's probably the one I'm at the top of my list as of right now for confirmed projects, right? Because Terrifier 4, we know it's happening, but we don't have like a release date. We don't have plot info. You know, we don't. Right now it's a whisper, right? It's just a little sperm in the nutsack at this time and place. Did I really just say that? On a live stream? No, but I am excited for Terrifier 4. But I guess in terms of projects that are coming to fruition very soon here, Saw 11 definitely at the top of my list as of right now. Splattercast is hanging out with us. What's up, guys? How's it going? I am so thankful for you dudes for helping me out with seeing a movie that I'm very excited to see. So appreciate that a bunch. And yeah, you're talking about the director of the new Silent Night, Deadly Night. I couldn't agree more. I think he is a perfect pick. For those who don't know, Mike P. Nelson made that segment in VHS 85 as of most recently, as to what I'm remembering, where it's the girl with the gun shooting the people on the boats. And I really liked that one. That was awesome. And he also made, I'm trying to remember the other movie that I watched from him that I just cannot remember the name for the life of me, but I really do like this director. Wrong Turn 2021, of course, and The Domestics. The Domestics is the movie I was trying to think of. But he's, man, I'll tell you what, he's made some killer horror flicks, especially in the last like 5-10 years or so. I think that Wrong Turn remake is so underrated, man. I will never stop talking about how much I love that film. I don't know. To me, it is one of the best horror films from the 2020s so far, which might be a hot take. I don't know, but I love it. I think about it all the time. It's really well done. It's a great commentary right there. So I'm excited to see what he brings to Silent Night, Deadly Night, man. It'll definitely have a little bit of commentary in there. All of his projects tend to, and I'm excited to really get into it. So Definitely a great choice, though, Splattercast dudes. I agree. Isaac, thank you for the $5, man. Thank you for supporting the page. Saying new Jaws movie is apparently in development, supposedly starring Madeline Pesh, Lucy Hale, and more. Is this for real? Holy crap. New Jaws movie. So you have a cast, which is why I'm like, what's up with this? What's going on here? I'm legit looking it up because I don't know. You know, I actually do not know. I'm not seeing anything from what I'm just looking up here, but you know, my thing about a new Jaws movie is I think the only way you could do it is if it's like a disconnected sequel, just honing the name of Jaws. That's the only way you could do it. You can't remake Jaws. You know, you can't remake it. It's perfect. It's a perfect film. There's no point in remaking that movie. If you wanted to do a film, though, that's like a legacy sequel that's just a long time in the future in Amityville, and it's about another shark attacking and with a different group of characters, sure. But you just can't remake this movie. That's just crazy. If you want to make a new shark film, call it Jaws. Go nuts. I'm not against that, but it's like remaking Back to the Future. You know what I mean? It's just that is a staple of that time period. You can't possibly do it better than how they did back then. Jaws is another landmark movie. It's the first blockbuster film of all time, pretty much. It is a perfect film. It's one of my favorites of all time. You can't do it better. You just can't. But I love this cast, though. Madeline Pesh and Lucy Hale. That would be interesting, seeing them fight a shark. Kind of would feel like a 48 or 47 meters down movie, right? We got a new one of those coming out sometime soon, too. So, Isaac, though, thank you for the 5. I love your Coraline profile picture. That is also one of my favorite movies. So I'll never not want to talk about some of my favorite movies out there, my friend. So very good stuff there. Thank you for the 5. Maybe we'll get a Jaws 5 at some point. You never know. You never know what's going to happen. Jason Carpenter has been a member for 21 months. Who is that stranger in my house that was just walking behind me? Oh no, ladies and gentlemen, I have a I have a home invader. No, I'm just kidding. Jason Carpenter, member for 21 months, saying Thanksgiving will turn 1 this upcoming weekend. I'm going to be covering it on Killjoy Jake Retro real soon here. I'm checking out Heretic this weekend. Other than that, I got nothing on my radar. R.I.P. Tony Todd. Yes, very sad. Very sad, very sad. Definitely check out Heretic if you guys have not seen it. If you're still looking for something horror and you want to check that out, see something, give this one a watch. It's great. It's a lot of fun. Thanksgiving, I'm really excited to cover this on Killjoy Jake Retro. This is a movie that, you know, I didn't really do a ton of research on. I kind of just, like, it came, it went, and then I didn't really get to talking about it more. So I'm really excited to cover it for later on in the month. Like probably around Thanksgiving, right? On my new page, Killjoy Jake Retro, which the first video I'm just finishing up. As of right now, it's all about the Creep franchise in honor of the Creep tapes coming out at the end of this week. I cannot wait to see that. For those who don't know, the Creep franchise is a found footage franchise that stars Mark Duplass, and he's this weirdo that hires people to like basically take video of him, and he comes up with these like insane scenarios that are clearly not true, but he plays into it really well, so like the cameramen kind of believe that, and he's a crazy serial killer basically. But I love the 2 movies that we have so far from that franchise, and I'm so excited to be getting more with a brand new series that launches at the end of this week over on Shudder. So I'm going to be covering that franchise. That's going to be the first video on Killjoy Jake Retro, which comes out again on Wednesday. Thursday, one of those days. I don't want to make any promises, but it's coming out this week for sure, and it's just about done. So I can't wait for you all to see that, followed by a video on Eli Roth's Thanksgiving, probably later on in the month. So... really excited to go back through that movie. It's an excellent slasher, and we're getting a sequel next year, so it's going to be a ton of fun. Definitely give that one another watch, Jason. It's the perfect time of year for it, my friend. So enjoy Heretic. Rest in peace, Tony Todd. And Jason, thank you for being a member for as long as you have, man. Again, becoming a member is the best way to support this page, man. So thank you. Thank you. Ty Lee, also a member, thank you, saying Tony Todd told Jordan Peele he wants him to do a Candyman movie. I'm guessing more than just be a producer. Ooh, that would be cool. I didn't mind Nia DaCosta's movie. You know, again, for sure, it was fun. Had some good moments. I really liked the cast, but yeah, I don't know. It wasn't the same as that original. You know, I've never been crazy about the sequels, but at least you get Tony Todd in the role. You know, that's how I think about it. But at that first one, it's a classic, man. It's got some killer music, some great stuff going on in there, some crazy, shocking moments. And of course, Tony Todd's performance is what really elevates it, in my opinion. So some excellent stuff there. Yurdy G, what's up, man? How's it going? Thank you for the 5. Appreciate your support. Saying Haunt season is over so I can finally watch in real time again. Thank you. I appreciate that. The rumored Scream 7 plot seems real. Rinse and repeat, by the way. Yeah, I mean, from what I've been hearing, that's all it comes. I mean, I've been hearing this for over a year now, and that's just kind of what it seems to be coming down to. But what I will say is I think that some folks want that. I'm trying to look on the bright side, I'm trying to look on the bright side for Scream 7. I think some people just want a familiar movie. They just want another film that feels exactly like what they've gotten in the past. And those people will be happy with Scream 7. I probably won't, though, because like for me, I don't see the point of doing the same movie over and over again. I just actually for Creep, when I was talking about the Creep franchise, there's a very big point with the sequel not to make the same movie again. And I kind of get into that a little bit, talking a little bit about that franchise and why I think the sequel is of so much more value for that reason. And to me, it's tough to go into Scream 7, which is likely just going to be another take on 5. Basically the same thing as Scream 5, just being like, oh, we're coming back to these legacy characters again, but maybe they'll have some more screen time. That's the difference with Scream 7. I don't know. I need a little more than that. I need some kind of reimagining of what's going on in this universe. There's so many different ways that I think you can spin the Ghostface idea that has yet to be done on screen, really, or fully fleshed out. So I don't know. It's just odd to me that this franchise would rest on its laurels when it has so many different routes that it can really take to do something fresh. So I don't know, that it's disappointing. It really is disappointing to hear with such a malleable franchise like this. So hopefully we're wrong. Maybe, the best part about rumors, Yurdy G, is that they're not always true. And in fact, more times often than not, they're not. So they're not true most times. So we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening with this one. But God, I got my fingers crossed they do something fresh with this movie, man. It's what the franchise needs. Yurdy, thank you for the 5, though, my friend. Thank you for your support of the page, my dude. Thank you. And I hope you had a good Haunt season, too. I know we were talking about doing Wicked World and all that, and I unfortunately couldn't get around to it, but I hope you had a really good season, made some good money, and had fun, because that's the best part of why we do it, man. Tony Todd is the Candyman, says Scott Royston. Love you all, and love to... Is that love for me, too? I really appreciate that, Scott. Thank you. So much love back. Thank you for being a member for 3 months. And yeah, I mean, you're totally right, dude. As Freddy Krueger is... it will always be Robert Englund will always be Freddy Krueger. David Howard Thornton will always be Art the Clown. Tony Todd will always be Candyman, my friend. So I love that. That's wonderful. Thank you for being a member for that long, Scott. Really does help. Really, thank you so much for your support. Wrong Turn 2021 is excellent. I'm glad there's another fan out there. I'm glad I'm not alone. Love that movie. Great stuff there. Ty Lee throwing $10 out there. Dude, thank you for your support. Saying the longer this goes on, the more practical a new Nightmare Scream becomes. Honestly, they might as well just do that at this point. I feel like there's just a big part of the fan base that loves that original cast, and that's all they want. They just want to see those people going up against Ghostface. And to me, it's like, just do the new Nightmare Scream. Like, just do it. Just knock it out while you can. Do it while all these cast members are still alive. Just so we have that film. I almost feel like if we were to knock that out, right, we have all the original people from the first film come back. That's what some fans want. You get that out of the way, then we can do some new stuff. You know what I mean? That's kind of how I'm looking at it. And that movie would be fun. I wouldn't hate it. I definitely wouldn't hate it. And they could do things like bring back all these characters that you love, in a new light, in a much more mature version, right? It would have to be a Hollywood slasher again if you're going to do the new Nightmare route where they're all actors playing themselves. It would be fun. It would be a good time. I don't know. But to me, that's what it seems like a big part of the fan base is really looking for. So I don't know. For me personally, again, I want a Scream film where the wool is pulled over my eyes. I'm not expecting who the killer is, and big shocking reveal with a brand new motive that is incomparable to anything we've gotten before. So if Scream 7 can be that, I'll take it. But if it's another, movie like kind of like Scream 6, kind of like Scream 3, where the motive is kind of predictable, the killer's kind of predictable. I don't know, just I'm not going to be as into it, but we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening with the tie. I hope it's a good time. I just hope it's a good time and has some big twists and turns. I felt like there was moments in Scream 5 and Scream 6 where I had that, oh my God, like this is crazy. I can't even believe this is happening right now. Those big moments. And I hope to have that in Scream 7 again. That to me is what's so fun about these movies. Really hoping to find that in this new flick for sure. But Ty, thank you for the 10. I do appreciate it. I imagine the new Nightmare Scream, it's got to happen at this point. We're talking about doing a spin-off with Kirby. Scream 7 seems to be, who knows what the hell it's going to be at this point. I wouldn't be shocked if we got something along those lines. Isaac, thank you for the 2, saying cast is rumored, but movie getting worked on. Talking about the Jaws movie, the cast is rumored, but there is a new Jaws movie on the way apparently. Well, hey, if it happens, it's another shark movie to add to the watch list. That's how I'm looking at it. I'm very excited for 47 Meters Down 3 or whatever, dude. Like I actually really like those first 2 movies. I think they're fun. And again, that's a movie franchise where the 2 movies are completely different from each other. They're 2 totally different things, and they're fun. And I like that, so I thought that was cool. But Isaac, thank you for the 2. Hopefully we get more news on this. Apparently, this new Jaws film that's apparently happening. JT Owsley, what's going on, my friend? Thanks for the 10. Saying Heretic was okay if you like a debate on religion and personal beliefs that turns evil quickly. The first 2 acts packed a punch, but the latter went nowhere. Things could have been tighter. 11-14 is better. Yeah, to me, again, this is an allegory. Heretic to me is just one big allegory. So I think if we're looking at logistics in the plot, you're kind of missing the point. That's why I didn't even bring that up in my review, because I'm like, to me, this is one big allegory where it's more so just trying to make a point rather than tell a story. Like I think that's at least how the film came off to me. So I didn't really think about like the fact that that window was there the whole time. I won't say any more for those who haven't seen it, but yeah, there's some things in the back half that don't really make a ton of sense. But again, I watched this movie from the perspective of this is one big allegory trying to make a point about religion, personal beliefs, a personal relationship with God. That's a very big factor into it. And I feel like in that case, they covered their bases. They covered they covered everything they needed to get that across. So for me, it was really tight, really, really efficient. But I again, not a movie that I'm going to put on if I'm trying to relax on a Saturday night. This is a thinker. This is a deep thinker. It's one that I would put on with friends if I want to have a conversation afterwards. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't like, it's not like my favorite horror film of the year, but it's done really well. And I do appreciate that. But yeah, personal preference. I don't know. It's not my favorite horror flick of 2024, but done very well for what it is. And JT 1114, killer movie, man. For those who don't know, JT sent me 1114 a DVD of this film because I could not find it anywhere, and it is very good. It's one of those movies where things are told like out of order, like it's like totally different like times all over the place, kind of like Pulp Fiction, Deadpool. And it's really interesting. It's got a lot of crazy twists and turns. It's a very good movie. I see why you hyped it up so much, JT. I really did enjoy my time watching it. So thank you for sending that my way. Really do appreciate you. And thank you for the super chat, dog. Thank you. So I will keep that on my shelf forever in memory of you, JT. I'll write a little something on there. I'll write like from JT Owsley. He's a kind fella. Isaac's throwing $2 out there saying, guess the kill, easy edition, shower blood, clown. I have a feeling it's the Terrifier 3 shower kill. Maybe. I don't know. I could be wrong, but it's a guess. If there was a chainsaw emoji in there, well, then we would know for sure. But Isaac, I think I got it right. Thank you for the question. Thanks for trying to stump me. But oh God, that's tough to do. Thank you for the 2, though. I appreciate you a bunch. You're also throwing 5 out there. Wow, Isaac, you're the MVP tonight. Holy crap. Saying when's Showtime? When is Showtime's Peele? When is Jordan Peele's next movie? I think is what you're saying. But see, now you're talking about Strangers 2 at the end of that. I'm not sure. So we know, I guess you're talking about both things. Let's just get to both. Screw it. Jordan Peele's next movie is rumored to come out at the end of 2020. Well, not rumored. It's confirmed to come out at the end of 2026 as of right now. I'm excited for it. We don't know anything about it, just like Nope, when he kind of just dropped that poster on us and it was just a cloud and it just said Nope. It's like, it's coming out next summer, and we're like, I don't know what this means. With this new one, it's even more mysterious. All we have is a release date and a red font that says the release date. So I got nothing. I don't even have a crazy cloud theory like I did with the last one. So I have no idea what we're getting from Mr. Peele this time around, but he says it's his favorite project that he's directed so far. So that's interesting to me. Again, it's a lot of hype with this movie. I can't wait to see what it's all about. I am personally... I'm in the boat where I think that Nope is his best film, which might be a hot take, but it's one of those movies where if you saw it one time, I totally understand if you hate it. I was not crazy about it after the first watch, but the more and more I watched it, I caught more and more details. It makes a little more sense why everything in that story is there, which I think on a first watch, you could just be like, what the fuck is going on? What is this opening scene and how does it relate to everything else that's going on here? But again, the more I watch it, the more I really understand what's happening in this very, very odd film. But God, it's done well. I love Nope. I think it's by far Jordan Peele's best film to date, and I can't wait to see what he's working on next. After what he just gave us, holy crap! So, and the rumored date for Strangers 2 is Valentine's week. Yeah, I've heard this as well. Strangers 2, man, do I have any excitement for it? This is one of my favorite slasher films, continuation to one of my favorite slasher films of all time. I don't know. I don't know if I have any excitement after Strangers Chapter 1 was such a big disappointment. It is currently the second worst horror film on my list. Is that second worst, or do I have that as the absolute worst that I saw from this year? Yeah, that's my least favorite horror film from 2024 so far. And I have seen like 41, and it is at the very bottom of my rankings for the whole year. So, whew, man, you want to talk about a disappointment of a sequel. I was not crazy about Strangers Chapter 1, did not do it for me. I gave it a 0 out of 10. So Strangers Chapter 2, in all fairness, has nowhere to go but up. So I think it could maybe get to like a 1, a 2 out of 10. Potentially, we'll see. But I will say that trailer did not get me excited. They pretty much showed us their entire hand, I think, at least, of all the reveals we're getting in this new movie, just like how the Strangers Chapter 1 marketing gave us. I just don't have a ton of excitement for it. I don't know. My favorite thing about the Strangers is how mysterious they used to be, and now this new trilogy is completely ruining the very best element of what makes these characters who they are. So, I don't know. It's just not my cup of tea. I love the first two Strangers flicks. Those are great. But beyond that, it sounds like it's just going to be a big old mess. But I will be seeing Strangers Chapter 2 next year, and hopefully it's good. Fingers crossed, man. Fingers crossed. But Isaac, thank you for the 5. I hope I didn't just kill your excitement if you are excited for it. So have fun. If you like Strangers Chapter 1, rock on, man. I have so much fun with this sequel. Thank you for the 5. And look at this. Scott has just gifted some memberships out of left field. What a kind man Scott is. Thank you for all this. Really do appreciate you. That's going to RJ Skarenki, Mike S, Richie, Talia Nakarado, and Dehedge. Just a bunch of letters. But hey, you know what? Welcome everybody to the Killjoy cult. I appreciate it. The next video I will be doing exclusively for Patreon members is on this movie right here, The Descent. I don't think Lighting Ghost is here tonight, but one of our Art the Clown members requested that I cover The Descent this month. So I'm working on that one right now. You guys will see it soon. So rock on. Scott, thank you for the memberships. Really do appreciate you. I hope you guys enjoy that video. It's going to be fun. Can't wait to talk about The Descent. I love that movie so much, so can't wait to see it again. Fort Misery Gaming is saying, I still love the motive of Scream 4. Still the most underrated sequel. Emma Roberts is such a great Scream villain. I couldn't agree more. Jill is one of my favorite ghost faces. I love the motive. It's sure, it's a family thing, right? It's a family affair, but they made it different. They made it special. It's not just the same old, which is nice. I appreciated that. There's a whole new elements to Jill's character that none of the other family member characters had in the past, and I really appreciate that. So Jill will always be one of my favorite ghost faces for that reason. Scream 4 rocks. It's the best sequel. In old Jake's opinion, I love it. I think in the new Scream, they should do a reversal of 6, make the beginning same old, and the end brand new and different. I like that. Mr. Rick, I like that a lot. Because, you know, what's great about Scream 6 is that opening makes you feel like we're getting something so fresh, so new. You can't even compare this to anything else. And then what it kind of ends up being is, I don't know, just something that feels like it goes back on what made the franchise so great in that third act again. Which I love Scream 6. I think the majority of it is something fresh, something different. But, you know, that ending, you know, when you're done watching it, you leave that film being like, okay, I just watched a poor Scream movie. But it really, the majority of it really is something else, you know, and that's what I love about 6. That's why I appreciate it so much. But I understand getting turned away by that ending and just being like, oh man, that was just the same old, you know, what the heck? They just gave us another group, another family killing people in Ghostface costume. So I get being turned away from 6, but I try to appreciate film from everything that they have to offer, and everything in the front half of Scream 6, like right before Gale's chase scene, I think is great. And then right there, it kind of falls off a little bit, but the first half of 6, it rocks, man. It's a ton of fun. But Rick, I do agree with you here though, because I think whatever the film ends on, whatever notes that a movie tries to finish with, that's typically what you keep in the subconscious when you leave it. So I think that's why you have a lot of people who are going back and saying that 6 kind of sucks. And maybe if 7 can stick the landing with something like this, a really strong finish and you know, whatever opening scene, that could be better. It's sad to say, but it's kind of like that's what I'm hoping for at this point. I'm hoping they're at least able to give us a good third act. That's if the front 2 acts suck, I don't even care, just as long as that third act rocks. JPR is saying, random take. I was wondering, Jake, following the Matt Reeves Batman movie, if Batman fully went the horror movie route, which Batman villain would you want to star as the main antagonist? Ooh, that's a really good question. I mean, there's a lot of routes they could go with that. There are so many different horror versions of Batman. So many different storylines that they've told. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I know that there's like the what is it? It's like the Batman Who Laughs or something like that. I can't remember. But there's a whole like comic book series about like a Batman that gets converted by the Joker or something along those lines, and he like goes evil. And like, I mean, look up a picture of this thing. It's like the Bat Who Laughs. I think I'm totally paraphrasing here. I'm not getting the terminology right, but it's a really interesting take on Batman that I like a lot. So to me, it's, if you were to do something along those lines where it's like he kind of turns evil, you know, that could be a fun storyline to pursue. We've never really seen that on screen before. Kind of like a Spider-Man 3, right? You know, where you have what the fuck? Tobey Maguire doing his silly little dance because he's an emo bad guy now. I love that. I want that for Batman. I want a Spider-Man 3 version of Batman so bad. But Matt Reeves, I really hope that they do. First and foremost, I hope that they do a villain that hasn't been in a Batman movie before. You know, I'm so worried they're going to do the Joker again, and I'm just like, oh my God, we've done the Joker 1,000 times, man. We just got 2 solo Joker movies that we just found out were completely inconsequential. So for me, I really hope that the next Batman movie, it tries a different villain out. There's so many out there. You know, you can do Clayface, you can do Hush. Hush is such a great character that they haven't even tried to do with the movie yet. I think they could do Mr. Freeze, but like the right way, not the Bond villain that is the Arnold character in Batman and Robin. But that's the only character I'd be okay with them recycling from a past movie, just because they did Mr. Freeze so dirty, man. That's not Mr. Freeze, and that's how everyone knows him, is the Arnold portrayal. But I would love to see a better portrayal of that, the actual sad and gloomy version of Mr. Freeze from the comics. So I would love to see something along those lines. That would be fun. Killer Croc or Scarecrow, I wouldn't be against, but again, we have seen both those characters on screen kind of recently. Scarecrow in Batman Begins and kind of right at the beginning of Dark Knight, right? But I don't. Killer Croc would be fun. I don't know. Why not? He was in the James Gunn movie though, right? Or not the James Gunn movie. The non-James Gunn S Squad film that I can't say on YouTube for dumb reasons. ECVR is saying Nope is the only Jordan Peele film I've watched. Dude, you definitely got to watch Us and Get Out. Those are killer flicks. I just showed Madison Get Out for the first time, so she's seen that one now. You still got to see Us and Nope. Really good movies. Really good stuff. Really good stuff there for sure. Nope is my favorite, but Get Out and Us, great movies. What if Jordan Peele's new movie is Get Out, Us, and Nope all in one super movie? Just one conglomerate. It's all those movies cut together. That would be insane. That would be totally nuts. I know that some Peele fans have a theory that all these movies are in the same universe. I don't really know how that's possible, considering the end of Us, which I won't spoil because we have someone in the room who has not seen it. But I like the idea that all of these movies are like part of Jordan Peele's Twilight Zone kind of vibe. You know what I mean? Like they all kind of feel like Twilight Zone episodes that all have a similar vibe to them, but not in the same universe or connected in any which way besides who its creator is. So that's kind of how I look at these movies personally, but I don't know. Some people might have some crazy theory that makes it all work together. What's red, wiggly, and hangs from the ceiling? A baby on a meat hook. You know what, Beast Merc? I really appreciated that joke. I needed it to get me through the rest of this stream. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm upset, but I'm laughing, and that's what matters. Ella saying, going back to work, have a great stream. Thanks for hanging out with us, Ella. Appreciate you. Appreciate you a bunch. Scott, thank you for your support. Means a lot, buddy. Marcus is saying, hey, Jake, I really want to go see Smile 2, but people say it's not even good. What do you think? Dude, it's in my top 5 of the year, personally. I really enjoyed it. I think, the people that didn't like it were kind of hoping that that's going to sound condescending if I say it that way. Let me put it this way. I think the reason people didn't like it is they were hoping for a lot of the same stuff that came from the first movie. A lot of the commentary on grief and, like losing people in your life and all that. That's kind of there, in Smile 2, but it's a little more poppy. It's a little more like fun and in your face. It's less of a dark and depressing film, and it's more of just like a total mind fuck of a what the fuck is going on right now kind of movie. And to me, I felt like that was really refreshing because my criticisms with Smile, the first one at least, is that it kind of hits on some really tired tropes that pretty much every big horror movie is doing as of right now. And there are some things where I'm like, okay, they reinvented that. They took that familiar concept and kind of twisted it, made it their own. But then there is a lot of stuff about grief, which I feel like after Hereditary, every movie has a character who is dealing with grief in some sort of way. And it's just like, oh man, I've seen enough movies with that going on in there. And while yes, that is still a part of Smile too, it's not as prevalent. It's a much more fun film than the original flick. And personally, I liked it better. Personally, I would rather watch Smile 2 over the original any day of the week. But that's just my opinion, of course. Some people want that thought-provoking and emotional storyline from their main character. But this one is a little more just holy fuck, balls to the wall, cocaine rush of a movie that I really had a fun time with. So, and also, who do you think would win in a fight? Jason, Pennywise, Art the Clown, Michael, or Pinhead? Like, who of these characters? We know that Jason and Michael, like you pretty much can't stop them. But I feel like Art the Clown has shown to us that you really cannot stop this fucking guy. Like you can chop off his head. I don't know what's going to happen after that. You know what I mean? He's going to just come back to life and be totally fine. You can throw Michael in a meat grinder and he'll be done for him. You can technically kill Jason, but he might get resurrected by lightning. Art the Clown, we have no idea how to kill him as of right now, so he definitely gets an advantage for that. Pennywise, another character we've seen have multiple on-screen deaths, and Pinhead, you can kind of just trick Pinhead. Pinhead has a lot of power, but you can kind of just be like, you know what, Pinhead, I'm gonna make a deal with you, buddy, and he'll listen. Like we've learned from the 2 movies where Christie makes bargains with him that you can just kind of talk your way out of a Pinhead situation and he will listen. So he's a very gullible he's a very gullible character. I love him so much though, but man, that is very funny about the first 2 Hellraiser flicks. But I'm gonna go with Art the Clown just for now because we really have no idea how to kill this motherfucker as of right now, but we'll see. We'll see in time. Maybe that answer changes, Marcus. But I appreciate the question. Thank you. Johnny is asking, have I ever met Nev? I have not. I've met who have I met at this point? I met Matthew Lillard. I met, oh my God, who the fuck else have I met from the Screamcast? Why am I totally drawing a blank right now? I met the bathroom girls, of course. How could I not talk about them? Nancy Ann Ritter and Leonora Scelfo. They're so kind, so sweet. Had many good conversations with them. Matthew is always great too. I've yet to. I keep trying to meet Skeet Ulrich. I've walked past him just at Scarefest. We walked past him maybe 3-4 times as he was going to the bathroom. Likely because he had to take a poop. I don't know. Listen, I don't know what he was up to, but he every time we walked past him, he was going right to that bathroom, man. Dude had diarrhea Scarefest weekend, I think. But no, I have not had a chance to meet Nev Campbell, which makes me sad. I'm sure she's super kind, super nice. Would love to meet her. Would love to meet Melissa Barrera as well. I know she does some conventions every now and then. That would be cool. So hopefully at some point I'm able to get out there and say hey to these folks. That would be fun. David Arquette. I met David Arquette too, who was super kind. I was like one of the last people to meet him during last year's Scarefest. So he was kind of, tired. He was kind of like just all that, but he was still in a very good mood. I thought that was very cool. So he still gave us the light of day, which I really appreciated. After talking to people for literally all day, it's still being able to have a little bit of energy. I thought that's awesome. I thought that was great. The Jigsaw blogs, what's this all about? Hey, Jake, good hearing from you. Just wanted to invite you and your fans to check out our Saw fan film series where you can see the return of Scott Tibbs from the Saw films. Ooh, okay. Jigsaw blogs, I'm into it. I'm very much so into this. And yes, we did get Zach Starr, the original actor from the Scott Tibbs documentary. Dude, okay. I'm very interested. Jigsaw blogs. I'm going to subscribe to your page right now. I got you, dog. I need some more Saw in my life. I simply don't have enough. So I'm gonna hit a subscribe right there. Bam. Is this out yet? Like, is this? Do you have it out? Or what's going on with all this? I'm just looking at your page here and I'm like, huh, what's up with that? Very cool though, Jigsaw blogs. I will definitely be checking this out. I love me some Saw. I'm very excited for Saw 11. So I can't wait to see what that's all about, dog. Excited to see what you added to the universe. That's always fun. Infinite Sky is asking, is Smile 2 still in theaters? Maybe. Terrifier 3 was still in theaters. So I'm actually going to see. I would love to see that movie one more time in theaters. Smile 2 was a ton of fun, man. I had a fucking blast with it. According to my stuff, yeah, there are still showings. This is the last week, so you can see it up until this Thursday is what I'm seeing. So on Friday, this upcoming Friday, there are no more showtimes. So see it this week, fellas, if you still haven't gotten out to check it out. It's really worth your time. I mean, this is in my opinion, it's a top 5 horror film from 2024. I had a really good time with it. Layla White is saying, hey, Jake, so since Gabby fell into hell at the end of Terrifier 3, do you think we'll get to see a Devil Satan character since Gabby is, well, there? Also, do you think God will be in it since Art is messing with humans? I've learned from I've learned from covering Terrifier 3 that nothing is off limits. I really have learned that. And what I'll say is I don't think anything's out of the realm of possibilities, but based on some of my research and just trying to figure out like what is going on here, who represents what kind of thing. It seems like the good forces, like if we're talking about the good forces, like will God be a character kind of thing? I think it's more so going to be the Archangel Michael based on Sienna's father's character, because I've done so much research about like, why is Michael Shaw called Michael? Is there any relevance there? And there seems to be. I'll tell you what, Archangel Michael in the book of Revelation actually defeats the devil. And I'm like, we're watching that unfold in the Terrifier franchise as of right now. So I feel like that's the case. I feel like that is certainly the story we're trying to tell here, which is interesting. It's you would never suspect the Killer Clown movie to feature such an epic Christian story, right? It's odd. It's an odd place to go with it, but I vibe with it. I'm glad that Damien is doing his uncut story. That makes me happy. So there is that. And yeah, I definitely think we will see a devil or a Satan type character that is like essentially the entity, right? I could totally see that being the case for sure. Without a doubt, Layla. Jason Carpenter throwing $5 out there saying, Jake, did you see Cody Leach in the Night Watch Zone discuss the underrated masterpiece Halloween Ends? Check out Cody's hot take reaction for Halloween. I'll have to see this. I still have not checked out this video, but I'll see what they have to say. See what they have to say on that. Would be interesting. I'm okay. Hang on. You already took care of that guy? Yeah, if you start saying crazy shit in the chat, and I don't even know. I don't even, like, you're getting banned immediately. Like, if you start saying crazy shit in the chat like that, man, I don't know. Don't disrespect people, man. Let people do what they want to do. And fuck off otherwise. Jason Carpenter, though, I want to check out this video. That would be very cool. Would love to. I always love seeing counterpoints on Halloween Ends. I just have no love for the film. It bores me to death every time I watch it. And I don't know. I don't consider myself a Corey Cunningham fan. Even though I know there are some Ham fans out there like yourself. So I respect it. I love it. I'll have to see what their thoughts are on this film for sure. Jason, thank you for the 5. I appreciate that. Thanks for supporting the page. Any updates on the Backrooms movie? Dude, there's been nothing, Trayvon. Nothing to report on that. I don't know what's going on with it either. We had this big announcement that Kane Pixels, who was like turning 18 at the time, he wasn't even a legal adult yet, who working on a brand new A24 flick. I don't know what's happening with that project. I couldn't tell you. I do know that YouTube highlighted his channel this past October, talking a little bit about his video series, which is very impressive. If you guys have not seen it, I love it. I really love it. It has some really good, really interesting storylines and scary moments. It's very well done. I would love to see this movie come to fruition, but unfortunately, we have not had any big updates on it at all. Would love to know more though. Fort Misery Gaming, I don't agree with 90% of Cody Leach's takes. I don't either, but I still watch them, and I like watching. Personally, I like watching critics where I don't agree with them because you get a different take on something, and that's why I like to watch Cody's videos. I also don't really agree with Cody a ton, but I like seeing his takes. He has some interesting ideas on different movies, and that's why we watch each other's pages. You know what I mean? That's why we see what we see what our other friends have to say about different movies. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm if there's a critic out there who's expecting you to agree with them all the time, that's really fucking boring, I think. I don't know. If you want to have a page that's an echo chamber, good luck growing. That's all I'm going to say. That's crazy to me. But Child of the Corn, thank you for the $2, my friend. Talking a little bit about Heart Eyes, looking promising AF or ASF. Think top 5 of 2025, question mark. I don't know. It does look really good. I will say that from the teaser trailer we got, it was very promising. Some killer shots in there. Wow. I love the mask. I love the way the mask looks, dude. I think that's sick. And we got a really cool looking kill that is totally an homage to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, which is like one of my favorite slasher kills of all time. Which isn't even it's not even like the slasher gets the kill too. It's just a really well shot kill where you get to go through like this girl's like bullet hole through her head. How they did that with like a little tiny camera, I'm not even 100% sure, but it is awesome. We get a little homage to that in the trailer. And I can't wait to see this one. Great cast all around. Looks like it's going to be as brutal as something like Eli Roth's Thanksgiving. I'm very excited. I'm very excited to see Hard Eyes. Dying to see this one in next February here, just a couple of months away. So, top 5 of 2025. As of right now, based on the movies that I know are coming next year, I'm gonna say yeah, sure, screw it. Let's be a little optimistic tonight. We got to be optimistic about something, right? Not a whole lot to be optimistic about right now. So let's be positive on this. Yeah, let's hope Hard Eyes is in the top 5 of 2025 horror. That would be awesome. And Anthony, I'll tell you what, man. We were talking a little bit about horror flicks coming out next year, during Scarefest, I really think 2025 is going to start off very strong. We have a lot of good-looking movies coming out at the top of the year, like just in January, too. I mean, Companion looks really good, starring Jack Quaid and Sophie Thatcher. That comes out like right at the top of the year. I have no idea what it's about from that very ominous trailer, but it looks awesome. Some crazy shots and sequences being teased there that thankfully are very ambiguous. I couldn't tell you what that film is about. And that to me looks, that's exciting. That's always exciting when you can tease something really exciting, really cool, and not give you a full idea of what the premise is. That to me, that always at the top of my list in terms of excitement. So very excited for that one. We have Wolfman coming a little later into January, which is the new film from Leigh Whannell. I've basically been waiting for this movie for 5 years because his last 2 films have been like some of the best movies he's ever worked on. Upgrade and The Invisible Man. So good. I mean, so well done. Both 10 out of 10s in their own regards. Very well done. So I'm expecting the same from Wolfman. It also looks very good. But we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening with it. I hope it's good. Another movie with a great cast coming out at the top of the year. And then I'm trying to think what else. I know we have The Monkey coming from Osgood Perkins, the the man behind The Long Legs, the movie where the twist is orbs. Because orbs are so scary. We'll see what he's up to with a monkey now. But so you know, am I excited for that? I don't know, but I'll see it. Trying to think what else. What else is coming out? Yeah, and Hard Eyes, of course. Well, we'll wrap it up there. There we go. Hard Eyes looks good. I'm excited for it. 2025. I think it's going to be another great year for horror movies. We'll have to see though. Child, I hope you and your corn are doing okay on this Monday night. Top of the week. We still got 4 days left, but we can get through it, my friend. Thank you for the 2. Appreciate your support. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Jason saying I mostly agree with Cody 80-90% of the time. Well, that's good. That's good. That's fun. That's good stuff, man. That's good, Jason. It's also fun to have those critics you agree with as well, right? Thank you for the 2, though, man. I appreciate that a bunch. What else is going on? Can't wait for Thanksgiving too. I'm very excited for this one. Can't wait to see what they end up doing with their killer character this time around. I hope you know, I almost kind of hope it's not a murder mystery, which is like a weird thing to say. I love slasher murder mysteries, but there's a part of me that kind of wants to build on what came before. You know, I kind of want to build on our killer character from the first Thanksgiving in the sequel. That would be a lot of fun. I would not be against that at all. So we'll see what ends up happening there. But definitely excited to see what this one's all about. Now, you know, the other thing that's exciting about Thanksgiving too is Eli Roth does not have, you know, a big thing to pull from at this point. You know, he had that trailer, the Grindhouse trailer, where a lot of those big sequences from the first Thanksgiving are based on that. Now it's, you know, completely original. He's pretty much used those big scenes from the original Grindhouse trailer that the movie is based on. I'm excited to find out more about how they do this for the sequel, like what new sequences they come up with. Because man, that is it's a very gory, it's a very brutal movie. It's hard to watch, and it's a ton of fun. So hopefully they can capture that same energy for the sequel for sure. Yeah, for the love of rock, that's a really good point. We got the Megan sequel coming in a little later into 2025, around the summertime. It's going to be fun. That's kind of like a new flagship series for Blumhouse. Maybe not so much as, you know, Five Nights at Freddy's, but it's definitely up there, right? So I'm excited to see what this one's all about. Hopefully it's good. That first one I had a ton of fun with, so can't wait to see what else is going on there. Y2K going to give us millennials a fun time next month. It looks like this is the end with a younger cast, but hey, I'm excited for it nonetheless. ASMR Nocturnal. I've always been a fan of Kyle Mooney. I think he's an underrated SNL cast member, so would love to see what ends up happening with that. Hope it's good. I don't think Art can be killed. She cut off his head and he's still alive. Yeah. Something else has got to happen. You know, you can't just cut off this dude's head. There's more to it than that. Marley Kai 2000 is saying, don't forget to subscribe and like this channel. That would be very cool. We're on our way here to 28,000 subscribers. Would love to hit that before the end of the month. So go subscribe, make it happen. That'd be fun. But more importantly, you know, go subscribe to the other pages that I got going on. I know most of you guys probably are, which I do appreciate you all for doing that. But I do have, why is that video in the review section? That's so funny. I just saw that. Yeah, so I have 2 brand new pages that I'm working on pretty much for the rest of the year. GullGotha, which is a gaming channel, which I'm going to start uploading to much more frequently starting this week. You guys might even see a stream there, which is so exciting. I got all that set up. And Killjoy Jake Retro, which is a offshoot of this page where I'll be talking specifically about older movies. So like just anytime I want to talk about older movies, it just doesn't really seem to work on this page. Obviously we come here to talk about what's coming next. So I decided I'm going to start a whole new page, which is just about what came before. This page will be for what's up next in the horror space, but I'm excited to do Killjoy Jake Retro because, again, there's so many movies from the past that I would love to cover that I just haven't had time to formally review. Some people come in here all the time and they're like, Jake, what do you think about this movie, this movie, this movie, this movie? And I'm like, I love these movies and I want to talk about them all the time, but anytime I try to talk about something older, I don't know, the algorithm just doesn't seem to pick it up. I did a 16-minute long video on Halloween 3 recently that just kind of bombed, just didn't do very well. And honestly, I think it's the best video I've ever put up on this page. And sometimes, the quality of your content just doesn't get reflected in how much views or, just appreciation in general it gets. So started a brand new channel to talk about some of those older movies that I love. So go subscribe. Let's get Killjoy Jake Retro up to 1,000 subscribers. Just like same for GullGotha. Let's make that happen. That'd be fun. So Bronson, thank you so much. You subscribe to those channels. Means a bunch. Thank you. And to this channel, I hope. Thank you a bunch, man. Appreciate the support. And Fort Misery Gaming's asking a little bit about the Dark Universe, which I'm hyped for this a ton at Epic Universe at Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida. It's going to be a land in the theme park that will be like HHN all year long. Yeah, I'm very excited for this because, to me, at least, the most fun time to go to Universal Studios is during the end of the year, when they do all the Halloween stuff. You can still do, all the rides pretty much, but then they also have all these crazy haunted house attractions. It's like the best haunted house you've ever been in. Take the best haunted house you've ever been in outside of Universal Studios, multiply that by 10, essentially. It is so intense. The attention to detail is phenomenal. Sometimes they even do movie-based ones. Like I went the year that they did Halloween, and it was like almost a perfect recreation of the first Halloween film. So well done. Scares were great. Terrified the hell out of me. And again, the attention to detail is just phenomenal. It's insane what they're able to do there. Damien keeps saying he knows how to finish Art and Sienna's story, says Zack-a-Lantern. Love the name. So it means it's the end of their feud, but probably not the full end of Art. My thinking on this is it's kind of tough to have Art the Clown if he doesn't have a foil. And I think we learned that from the first Terrifier film, at least in my opinion. I know we do have a lot of people who absolutely love that first Terrifier. They think it's the scariest Art has ever been. To me, he's only gotten better and better with each new movie. So I'm looking, it's kind of tough to tell an Art the Clown story at this point without Sienna, in my opinion, or without some kind of foil that is almost like a lighter reflection of the character. We learned from Terrifier 3 that Sienna is also kind of invincible, just like Art the Clown. I mean, we kind of learned that from Terrifier 2, right? She gets resurrected at the end of that movie and comes back to fight him, but I mean, she's literally healing herself in the movie. Like, she had broken wrists and she's still able to fight the guy wielding a sword against a chainsaw. So clearly, something's going on there with Sienna. She can't die for some reason. And to me, that makes her interesting. That makes her stand out from all the other meatbag characters we have in these movies. So for me, I don't think you can tell an Art the Clown story without a Sienna type character at this point. I just don't. I don't know. I think we'll just resort back to the same issues I have with the first Terrifier film. But I do think when the feud comes to an end, we will see a death for Art the Clown. An actual final kill, right? How that ends up happening, I'm sure Damien knows, and we can all just speculate. That's kind of where we're at with it. But I'm excited to keep talking about it. And again, just based on a lot of the comments and interviews I've seen with Damien Leone, it doesn't sound like he's ready to hand off the franchise to somebody else. It's not like Halloween, where John Carpenter just kind of was like basically forced to write a sequel to that, and then was like, well, fuck this, we're doing something else, kind of thing. He wants to finish this story out and then move on to something else. So I imagine we get like 4 or 5 total movies that tell this full story of the Art the Clown and Sienna saga. And then that's kind of going to be it for a little while. And I'm kind of okay with that. just because like it's gonna be such a well fleshed out story, not with like 1,000 different creatives trying to pull and tug it their own way, like the Halloween franchise, for instance. By the time you get into entry number 5, it's become such a far cry from what the original film was. The apple fell very far from that original tree there. Cookie Woman, for instance, right? That is the funniest shit I've ever heard in my life. So I'm very excited to see how Damien concludes this story. If anybody else ends up tackling the Terrifier franchise, it will end up becoming something else in the future, but we will always have that main storyline from start to finish, which is nice, and I love that about this. So I'm excited to see how it wraps up, whatever Damien's tale ends up being, right? But I can't wait. I'm very excited. What else is going on here? Eddie Murphy wanted to work with Wes Craven because he enjoys The People Under the Stairs, The Serpent and the Rainbow, and The Last House on the Left. Yeah, didn't he work with what's the movie that he did with Wes Craven? It's totally slipping me, but there is an Eddie Murphy Wes Craven movie, right? I'm not making that up. Oh my God, Vampire and I can't remember, man. I saw that movie like one time. What is your favorite Johnny Depp Tim Burton movie? I'm asking about the movies they collaborated on together. The ones I like of theirs are Edward Scissorhands, Ed Wood, and Sleepy Hollow. I still haven't seen Ed Wood, but I've heard some crazy good things about it. Probably Edward Scissorhands, but like Sleepy Hollow is a masterpiece too. Edward Scissorhands you can kind of just put on whenever. It's just like Beetlejuice. It's just a really fun, really fun romp. I love it. It's a great time. I think it's even a little more emotional than Beetlejuice. It has some energy that film doesn't have, in my opinion, that I really like. So I don't know. I've always been I've always had a lot of love for Edward Scissorhands. Sleepy Hollow is a masterpiece. That's a masterpiece of a film, though. So I got to watch that one recently. Very good movie. Killer flick for sure. My voice is husky. I'm just tired, my dude. It's I got back to working probably at the end of last week, and I've just kind of I took a long break, and then I just went full throttle back into work. So I'm just a little tired, but that's all. It's all good. It's all good. We're chilling. Unpopular opinion. I really don't like Sienna's character in Terrifier 3 because the whole movie was just her sad and scared. It's like it wasn't even her. Well, she did go through a lot of emotional trauma in the second film, so that definitely changes a person. I don't know. I felt like that was a necessary way to go. Personally, I don't know how you survive something like that and you retain the same character qualities that you had 5 years prior. So for me, I thought that was dope. And I don't know if she was sad and scared the whole time. I mean, she was kind of a badass in that third act. Trying to defend her home. So I thought that was dope. Every time she throws that sword into Vicky's face, dude, I just want to scream. I just want to go like, yes, that's so awesome. And you know, I said in my review that the film isn't triumphant, and I'm like, man, it's not that it's not triumphant. It just ends on a darker note than Terrifier 2, right? Like cutting off Vicky's head is fucking awesome, dude. That is badass as fuck. So no, it's very epic. It's very triumphant. But it just, you know, it has a little bit of a darker ending than the previous film, which is actually kind of fun. So Vampire in Brooklyn. Thank you. Yeah. I couldn't remember the name of that for the life of me. Opinion on Smile 2. I really liked it. I had a very good time with Smile 2. It's very clearly influenced by, like J horror and Perfect Blue, which is essentially the same movie without a smile demon, but I don't care. I still loved it. So I don't know. For me, you know, the first Smile did have some issues. I wasn't like completely blown away with it. The biggest things with it were I felt like it could have used a higher budget, a slightly tighter script, ever so slight. There are just a few things about the first Smile script that I feel like are kind of wonky that could have been simplified and just kind of, they could have just made things a little easier. I don't know. There's too many characters in my opinion that kind of don't serve a point really, that get a lot of screen time. Smile 2 ended up really figuring that out. Like it's a sharper script in my opinion, and I just love the misdirections throughout the entire flick. It is so, you don't realize how doomed everything is in this movie until you get to the end, and it's just like, man, what a well done feature. So For me personally, Smile 2, easily my favorite from the franchise. I really enjoyed this one, and if they end up doing more, if they do like a Smile universe, a Conjuring universe kind of thing, it's probably going to fall off a little bit. Parker Finn's probably going to do the James Wan thing and slip into a producer role while somebody maybe lesser, decides to direct. I don't know. At that point, I don't know. But I'm just glad we have Smile and Smile 2. These movies, they rock. They're a ton of fun, very thought-provoking, and scary as fuck, dude. Like, Smile 2, I think, is even scarier than the first movie. So well done. Some great creeping dread and some excellent, very well-executed jump scares, too. So I had a great time with it, dude. If you were to rate the top 5 horror movies of 2025 critically, what would they be? Like, what are my top 5 movies coming out from next year? I'm trying to think off the top of my head, the ones that I'm the most excited for. Thanksgiving 2 is definitely towards the top there. Very excited for that one. That would be in the top 5. I don't know if that would be number 1, but that's definitely up there. Heart Eyes is definitely on my radar for sure. Very excited for that one too. Another slasher, your boy likes some slashers, so I'm excited for those. I don't know if, Megan 2 in my top 5 most anticipated. I don't know. I'm excited for it, but I don't know if it's like top 5, like, I think it's going to be great. I don't know about that, but I'm still excited to see it. It's going to be fun. Man, it's tough, right? It's tough to say. Wolfman is definitely up there, definitely in the top 5. Very excited for that. Lee Winnell, one of my favorite writer directors in the space right now. Cannot wait to see what that's all about. I'm trying to think what else is going on next year. Companion, is that in my top? I don't know. I don't know if that's like top 5. Saw 11 is rumored to be coming out next year. I don't know if that's 100%. I know they've had some setbacks, and there's actually rumors suggesting that Saw 11 doesn't come out until 2026 now, which worries me. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. But if Saw 11 comes out next year, that's definitely like 1 or 2 on most anticipated. And you know what? Fuck it. Yeah, I'll put Companion on there because I'm excited for that. It looks weird. Looks weird as fuck. Looks like fun. My favorite movies tend to be those weird originals that we get that are just completely mind-blowing. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be pretty tough to top The Substance at this point for 2024 horror. That's probably gonna be my number 1 at the end of the year. It's between 3 films. I'll say that it's between 3 films that could be my number 1. But what I think will be my favorite horror film of 2025, just to predict that right now, is some absolutely bizarre, out of nowhere indie horror film that is a killer original. That's like, wow, that was so good. Total shock. Like The Substance, I didn't learn about until I saw a little teaser trailer for it before Longlegs, and I was like, what is this? This looks so good. I have to see what this is all about. And lo and behold, it might be my favorite horror film of the year. Man, I don't know. So I'm sure it's going to be the same. It's almost been like that every single year for the 5 years I've done this. And I'm sure 2025 will be no different, but we'll see. Zach Lantern is saying Terrifier 4 and 5 could end on a cliffhanger and lead into a bigger budget actual movie of the Ninth Circle. We just got a cliffhanger though, man. I mean, I guess we could do it again, right? How many times have the Saw movies left us on a cliffhanger, right? So, I'm not against it. Would be cool. Would be cool to see. I definitely think we'll be getting a bigger budget version of the Ninth Circle, though, for sure. Wolfman is the new Speak No Evil. I've seen that trailer 200 million times. I can't believe you had time to do that, ECVR. That's a lot of viewings. That's awesome. I'm very excited for that, though. Speak No Evil was a ton of fun, too. That was another big surprise from this year that I had, like, no faith in going into it. But it was actually pretty good. It's like, all right, hey, not bad. Bronson Wright Wolf is saying, have you seen 1 Hour Photo? I have. Excellent film. I have not seen the rest of these, though, but I have seen that one. I thought Robin Williams was creepy in 1 Hour Photo and Insomnia. I haven't seen the other 2. Yeah, I have not seen most of these, but 1 Hour Photo like blew my mind. I'm used to silly Robin Williams where he's just goofing around and he has impeccable timing. My God, he had impeccable timing, I should say. But you watch something like 1 Hour Photo and you're like, oh my God, wait, this guy was actually like unbelievably talented. Like he could really do anything. You could put him in any role and he would kill it. This is a borderline horror thriller that he's kind of the antagonist in, and it's really interesting. 1 Hour Photo. I don't even want to say too much about it because it's really it's a great film to go into blind because again, it's so shocking, especially if you're someone like me who is used to seeing Robin Williams in more goofy roles, Mrs. Doubtfire, right? The genie from Aladdin. Then you go and watch 1 Hour Photo and you're like, what the fuck? This is awesome. So that movie rocks. I would love to see any other dramas that he's in, which I'm imagining the rest of these that you've listed are exactly that. Would love to dive a little deeper into those for sure. 1 Hour Photo though, fucking rocks, man. Killer flick. Super underrated. Why does nobody give a hell about Final Destination 6? Dude, I want to care about Final Destination 6, but it's tough. It's really tough to care about this one. I'm hearing rumor. I don't know if that's rumor or not. I'm hearing that Tony Todd is in it in like a posthumous performance here, which would be really cool. So that's a plus. But man, from what I'm hearing, it just sounds like it's not going to be very good. Like it's got like a sci-fi level cast, sci-fi channel level cast, I should specify. I don't know, and that's such a downgrade from some of the other movies here that have these bigger stars. I mean, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, led one of these films, like the third film. That's not like anything super special from this franchise. She still leads it. That's awesome. Devon Sawa. I can't remember the girl's name from from the first and second movie, but this is a franchise that has always relied on having a very strong cast, and this new movie doesn't have a very strong cast. So it's definitely with what we know about the film, it's not spelling anything super confident for me personally, but I would love to be surprised. When it comes to bigger movies like this, I always have a little less faith in them if they don't have bigger casts. But I mean, let's talk about some of the best indie horror flicks of all time that had like nobodies that starred in them, So you never know. You never know what's going to happen with something like this. It's hard to judge it based on that. But so far, there is a lot of negative connotation with this movie. It's taken a long time to get to where it is now, too. We've been talking about Final Destination 6 pretty much for the entirety that I've had this page, like since 2019. So I don't know, I don't know when this movie is going to come out. But hopefully, hopefully we get it soon and we have some more updates, some actual footage from it to see, but we'll see. Mr. Rick is saying, I don't know if it's true, but I heard Tony Todd finished his part for the movie and it will be his last. Yeah, that's I've heard this as well. And that would be a great note to wrap up his career on. I'll tell you what. And a big reason why is Tony Todd. He's such a special part of these movies that he is actually in. He's really only in the first two and the fifth movie, but he does have an uncredited voice cameo in part 3, which I think is really cool. But Tony Todd, he rocks, man, and he's such a special part of this franchise. I really hope that he's able to come back he was able to come back, for part 6 and do something special there. But it really is a shame, man. I already miss him. I already miss him so much. I just went through the Hatchet movies for the first time, and seeing him in there, he was such a bright spot in those movies. It really does bum me out. He was one of my favorite just people in horror. I didn't get a chance to meet him, which really bums me out, but would love to see him in one more movie if possible. That would be great. But he was excellent in Stream, by the way. If you guys have not seen Stream yet, I couldn't recommend seeing that one more. He only has a very little part, but it was something, and it makes me sad to know that he won't be able to come back for the sequel, which really is a bummer. So, really does suck. Major bummer there. Eddie Murphy was considered for the role of Candyman. What a different movie that would have been. Oh my God. That's crazy. Arthur Claus is saying if Terrifier 4 is in space, I'm going to lose it. How would Sienna get the time and money to go to space? It's not going to be in space. No, that's just a little rumor. I know exactly where that started too. There's a really well made fan poster of Art the Clown in a space costume, or like a space suit essentially. So a lot of people are like, oh, is this like a tease for the next movie? But that's kind of where that came from. But it looks sick. Let me see if I can find this. If we can get a look at this. Yeah. When you take a deeper look at this poster too, like it's very clearly edited, but it's good enough to where it's like it could pass. You know what I mean? It could pass as this is real, but it is not. I know some people would love to see Terrifier go to space, but I'm so involved in the story, and I totally agree with you. That. Oh fuck! I'm in the wrong thing. I want to pull this up so that you guys can see it. Yeah, I'm so involved in the story that if they were to just abandon that and do like a really goofy and campy like space movie, like that would just be so disappointing in my opinion. But yeah, this is what we're looking at here. So who is that? At Diamond Dead, I believe, made this. Their Instagram handle is right there. So shout out to them. Very cool. Very cool, very cool. It's a sick looking poster. I mean, if nothing else, but there's no way Terrifier is going to space, man. There's too much groundwork laid with the story at this point that if they were to just abandon that, it would just feel really fucking shocking, Be really weird, so. And Scott, you are right. He has played serious roles that are a little more popular, like Dead Poets Society and Good Will Hunting, but these are like positive characters. These are yeah, it's hard to explain, but like in 1 Hour Photo, he's almost a full-on horror villain essentially. So it's shocking. You watch that movie and you're just like, what the fuck? You're like, that's not the kind, warm-hearted Robin Williams that I'm used to. So yes, he has played dramatic roles, obviously, but you watch something like 1 Hour Photo and it's a shocker. It's such a completely different role for him than what you're used to. So. He's excellent in both of those movies, by the way. Good Will Hunting is so well done. Same with Dead Poets Society, but I especially love Good Will Hunting. Something about that movie. It's one of my feel good movies for sure. What kind of horror movie would you want to be made if Jordan Peele and Damien Leone did a collab movie together? Man, what would they make if they got together? That's interesting. So, Jordan has always got like a thematic relevancy. There's always some kind of there's something in there, if it's social commentary, if it's discussion on, Hollywood or the class system. We've seen him cover a lot of different topics in the space with his 3 movies so far. Damien is a little more, balls to the wall splatter flick kind of thing. We haven't seen too much variety from Damien Leone, so it's kind of hard to tell what else he's got up his sleeve, but he's definitely like an exploitation nut. He wants to see ultra violence, ultra gore, ultra this and that, which I'm sure would be the thing he would bring to the table, where Peele might bring a little more sophistication. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's great things to enjoy from both of these creatives. But I don't know. It would be a very bloody, gory sci-fi horror movie is what it would be. I think, again, whatever Damien does next, I really hope that he's a part of this new VHS flick that's coming out. That would be so cool. I would love to see him just do something else besides Terrifier. I know he has it in him to do more than that. And whatever his next project after the Terrifier series is really going to be a test to what this guy is capable of. I know he's capable of more. I know he's capable of so much more than just, putting together some slasher flicks, which he does really well. Don't get me wrong, but I'm excited to see what else he does. What else he can make. Jordan Peele has proved himself doing, 3 very, very, very different movies. In terms of tone, in terms of performances, story, whatever, all 3 of Jordan Peele's flicks are very different. He's certainly proved himself. Damien is rising through the ranks and super popular right now, but he has kind of done the same thing over and over and over again since like 2008. So I'm excited to see what else he does, beyond just Terrifier. There was rumor that he was working with Ghost House Pictures on some kind of original project, Sam Raimi's company. So I would love to see what that's all about. And again, just when Terrifier concludes, I'm very excited to see what else he's got cooking, man. And make it something with Jordan Peele. That's insane, dude. That'd be nuts. So that would be fun. Jason Carpenter, thank you for the 2. Really do appreciate you. Saying Tim Burton wanted Robin Williams as the Riddler. That's insane. Oh my God, that would be fun. I do have a soft spot for Jim Carrey's Riddler, though. I will say, I know that's not, different director, totally different tone in general. It's a way sillier film than what came before it, obviously. But I have always liked that movie for its villains. It's ridiculous, but it's fun. It's a good time. But Robin Williams is the Riddler in like the Tim Burton version of that 3rd movie. That would have been fun. I would have been very much down to see what that would have been all about. Batman Forever with Tim Burton directing, and you have Keaton again going up against Robin Williams' Riddler. That's a masterpiece. I mean, it probably would have been, dude. But yeah, Burton really pissed off the studio with that sequel, dude. It's so fucking scary. Like, it is so scary, and kids went to see that. Oh my God. But I love it so much. Both of those movies very near and dear to my heart. I love both the Tim Burton Batmans a ton. You're going to go watch Terrifier 3 again, but it looked like Mother Mary was using a demon to forge the Demon Slayer sword. I still think that's Archangel Michael. Personally, I know a lot of people, I got a lot of comments about that on the last video. I still think that could be an angel there. And, even if it is Mother Mary, Mary and Joseph and all that, if that is the case, it still represents what I'm talking about. A lot of people had an issue with that with my last video, but I'm like, it still represents the forces of good controlling the forces of evil in order to aid Sienna. I sound like such a dork right now, don't I? No, but whatever it ends up being, I'm sure it has something to do with whatever Michael is doing in the afterlife now. Bronson Wright Wolf is saying, throwing $2 out there. Thank you, Bronson. Saying, what are your thoughts on Jim Carrey as the Grinch? I think it's, that movie gets a lot of crap. A lot of the live action Dr. Seuss movies do, but I love them both. The Grinch and the Cat in the Hat movie. They're very near and dear to me because, again, I watched those a lot when I was a kid. So I know some people are like, they're terrifying, they're weird, they're kind of scary. But I don't know, there's something about them. They're very special to me. So I can quote, like, the Grinch I've seen a few times, but the Cat in the Hat, man, dude, I have seen that movie. I mean, probably 100 times. I could quote a lot of the lines from it. so that to me is one that's very special. But Jim Carrey's performance as the Grinch, it's excellent. He does a great job. He's always great. There's not too many movies where I think he sucks, if I'm being real. So no, he really brought his all to that role, which obviously was many, many, many hours sitting in a chair, getting all that yak hair, that green and yellow spray painted yak hair attached to him. So he gets major props for that. I mean, love the movie or hate it. That's impressive. So Bronson, thank you for the $2. Really do appreciate your support. That movie's a ton of fun. It's a good one to put on during this time of year too. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, I am you boys had a long day. I'm probably gonna get out of here, but I will be live again this Friday. I might be live I might be live this Wednesday over on GullGotha playing some games. I want to start streaming this month. I don't know if it's going to be this week or next week, though, just because I've got a very busy schedule this week. But if I am able to do it, if I am able to stream on Wednesday, it will be over on GullGotha moving forward. All those Wednesday streams will be gaming streams now on the second page. So please make sure to check those out. They're going to be fun. I also have some really fun gaming videos going over there this week that I'm working on right now. It's going to be Black Ops 6 Zombies videos, as well as we have a video on what is it? Poppy Playtime Chapter 3, I think, right? Yes. Working on that one as well. So I'm trying to get 2 videos up a week over there, but yeah, it's a tall order. Let's just say that. But hopefully I get that up. Thank you all for hanging out with me tonight. Have a great rest of your week, and I will see you guys on Friday. So see you guys at the weekend. So much love. Stay safe out there, everybody. And as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all. Peace out.